So the build's coming along. Got the half doors, soft top on. Now I'm working on trying to make everything come together. We had to heat shrink all this. I mean, heat this up because it was all shrunken. So I take the heat gun, heat it up, pull it together. Recommend for the first time, might take 2 people. Now I'm trying to customize these doors for the winter time. And gotta put the mirrors on. But before I do that, I'm gonna take off this netting. And I'm gonna make a piece of metal and replate it right next to it like this. And fill in the holes, weld them up, grind them down. And that'll be a solid door. We're gonna make a little latch probably on this one. Put a rubber ground on it. So, you can see. This one's had to space it out a lot, admit that. It's like side-by-side doors. Pretty cool. And then, now, the seal, don't buy China top. This stuff is not perfect. It's a little higher than it's supposed to be than a factory one. And this frame wasn't built correctly. So this frame's a little better over on the passenger side with the fitment than the driver's side, but what the crap. That's what the windshield being adjusted for it even more. It'll work. It's only a couple months out of the year, then the top comes off. So, made some brackets. I'll do the same thing on the other side. Right now, I'm gonna build some spacers, and I'm just using sockets. So in here, you see. I'm actually gonna take the license plates from the original owner and customize them for the floor pan right there. Shift the cover for the transmission cover, and then I'm gonna put my license plates on it. Should be pretty cool. It's gonna be a good work car and winter rig. Next objective on it is gonna be replacing the turn signals, putting the headlights in, and wiring them up because the wiring harness has been cut. So, gonna make a new harness for the front. And I gotta do the intake and exhaust manifold gasket. And an oil change and see on how she runs and drives for a couple days. And can you guys let me know, is it really common for it to be this easy to turn your Jeep wheels? Really good. Is that common? Alright, so I'm going to be cutting this piece of metal down for the Jeep doors. I like using this as a guide, straighter cuts, less cleanup in the end. So I'm going to be finding something I can prop it up with, so that way we're not just cutting straight into the concrete, and we're going to be having something more, kind of let the metal free float. Lining up the jig, So we have a cleaner, straight cut. I don't know if this one's gonna fit. Here's the new. So I decided I'm going to freehand this, and it actually turned out pretty good freehanding it versus using the jig around these bends. The biggest thing is just trying to keep, like I was using my pinky or my whole fist to keep a level surface so that way you can kind of glide down and keep yourself kind of steady. We can do. We can break it out, or we can keep cutting it out. Okay? Let's see if we can break it out. It'll be hot. Gotta bend this a little bit. Right there. Actually do need a little bit more cut. A little deeper. Of course, you wouldn't have this problem if you slowed down, but I'm just freehanding it, really flexible on the ground, not on a table or anything right now. Just getting her done. Like that. Sorry for the plasma cutter, super loud, but that is what it is when we're trying to get stuff done.
Mechanic shop, can I help you? So my car broke down just the other day on the 405 just down the freeway. Looked at my dash, it was lit up like a Christmas tree. What the heck happened? How could this be? Where do you go when you need a car repair? I really found myself in soul despair. So I called Triple K, they said that's okay, we'll be right there, we'll get you out of there. So I looked at my phone and all I can see is a bunch of mechanics rated lower than B. The web is great, but there's so much to read and not much time for a guy in need. Prices, reviews, my head is spinning. What the hell is that noise? Is that the beginning of a transmission failure? Well, that sounds bad. Gotta fix my car because now I'm real sad. Then I found this shop, now that's a relief. So many reviews, it's hard to believe. Mechanic shops are all an arm and a leg, but not this shop, I would like to think. So the tow truck comes with a long ass bed. What a huge truck, is that a shed? Loaded up my car and took me there, and that's okay because I really don't care. So I arrived at the shop with smiles and grace, free water too. Now that
First template, and now we might just grind down the edges, clean out the paint, and then I'm going to grind down all around these circles, clean out the paint on both sides, and I'm going to weld them together. Okay. Now that we got those door panels cut, we're just marking them up. It's going to clean up the edges and grind off all the paint on both pieces, and we're going to get it tack welded together. Well, it's going to be noisy for a minute. Now I got a new battery. The other one's on the charger. Gonna keep cutting. All right. As you can see, fits pretty nicely. Now it's time we're going to sand it all down all around on the door itself and on the panel, and then we can tack it all the way down, and then eventually start stitch welding it, and stitch welding it, and stitch welding it. So right here, we're grinding off all the paint. Gonna get it all ready for, which will be all tack welded up. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but all the way around, it's been sanded down. So we're gonna set this off out the way. Not gonna work. Now, just a reminder, we're just doing the edges, and then later on we're going to take a flat disc sander and actually go over everything. You see how it gets all gummed up right there? So a little trick, sometimes not all concrete's the same. Just a little bit even. You can see how it's just cleaning it right off so you can get back down to fresh sandpaper. So, if you're ever trying to fill in gaps, find some brass, find copper. I recommend copper over brass. You can hold it up there, it won't stick to it. Look. Should be pretty damn level. Might take and grind it down after and pound it out a little bit, smoothing out the body lines, but we'll see how it looks when we get done. Sometimes it's good to keep like a bucket of water around so you can dip that back in water. Or a wet towel. A wet towel and water. Hold on it, pull it down. Now we can keep working. Well, we gotta move a lot of things to get the proper body tools, but let's tap this down. Yes, I got a MIG welder, but this is a flux welder. Cause, fuck it, it's a Jeep. And it's not no structural. It's literally just to keep me dry. So here you see I'm just cleaning up the metal, making sure if everything's all good, didn't miss in any spots, no low spots or high spots. A lot of that stuff's gonna be grounded down smooth, so that way you can't even tell it's ever happened. Right now I'm pounding down a little high spot and trying to form the edge like how I want it, just before I ended up grinding it all down. Then we're gonna have to go back over, let it cool down, and just go. Put that iron charger and grab the other one. So these holes here are gonna be welded. These holes here are gonna be welded, and these are for my mirror. Eventually, probably gonna do a little door handle right here, twist or something, or pull, lift up or something, and let it open up the door latch from the inside. Thank you guys for watching, and we're gonna end it off here and make another part 2 on this build.